You know, I've run from the police a few times. It's kind of like the sex and food in prison. It's highly overrated. And I've ran from them in cars, thrown stuff from the windows, got on the ground, took off, hauled ass, come back to get my car 3-4 days later. I've even ran from them on foot. And there's a false sense of pride, right? Because once you get away from them and you get off in them woods, you think you're good. You can celebrate a little bit. I've got away, right? Geeked out, looking out to the woods. And then you hear that one sound that'll break your heart. Scare you to death. Send you to the moon and back in 0.3 of a second. Shit on yourself, right? And that is, oh, oh, oh. You hear them dogs. Everything gets real. When they pull out that damn Rottweiler, that German Shepherd, that Malamute, and you hear him out there, and they tell you, hey, we know you're out there. We're fixing to let loose of this dog. And you got visions of becoming a world-class tree climber, right? Because it was all fun and games. Yeah, it was 007, James Bond. Look at me, Mission Impossible kind of stuff. You know, cops and robbers, catch me if you can. I'm in the woods. My hands are dirty. I got an earthworm next to my head. I'm laying real low and I'm breathing shallow because I'm high, right? I'm on the run. I'm a vigilante. And then they say something about that dog. And shit gets real. No one wants to hear those words. The idea of that thing chewing on you, your leg or your arm, until another man tells it, that's enough. That'll do. That's about like people lining up to get bred by an elephant, right? Never see it. We put ourselves in tough situations, thinking that we're going to get away, thinking we got this. I'm too slick. And we have a moment of reality where we've ran out of options. We've ran all we could. Ha, 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 ha. And then they say, we're about to let go of this dog. Hard times. If there's one thing about hard times, it brings about hard people. But in hard times, there's acceptance and defeat. And many of us are in tough situations. Maybe we're not running from the police, but we're running from the truth of our faith. We're running from the reality that we have went too far with this dope game. We have ran out on our wives and our children. The idea that we were going to be an upscale escort has turned into me being a lot lizard on a truck stop. Things are not looking really good, right? And life, instead of a dog, is barking. Hey, we're fixing to release. And your hands are dirty, and your arms are bloody, and your nose is snotty, your clothes are torn, and you're dirty, and you're running. Right? But the good Lord in his ways and his works has released his hounds on you, and what he is calling you to is greater. Hard times. We call that surrender at the altar. We also call it giving up, giving yourself up, right? And I want you to understand that when you run out of options and they let loose that dog, that is your only option. And that's step one till you get better. So just come on out of the woods. Fluid English.